Prediction time from Al. Meghan will run for a political seat somewhere within the next 5 years, and it won't be a Republican seat. No, it certainly would not be a Republican seat.
Do you see me f***ing laughing, my nigga?
That is for absolute certain. Jim is a new caller to this show from Middlesbrough. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Nigel.
Good morning. So, winners and losers, Jim?
I'd just like to preface this by saying I'm a Republican by nature.
Okay.
Nice.
But
So you must be enjoying this then, Jim.
I think it's going to damage the royal family. Yeah. But here's the narrative as I see it. Meghan sort of married into a family, and I don't think she quite understood the duty that was required.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, come on, she must have. Oh, come on, she must have done. She wasn't. She wasn't marrying blind into. It must have been explained to her, for goodness' sake.
Well, I don't think she really understood, and I think she moved in. She obviously moved in circles in Hollywood that had a certain lifestyle and this sort of ostentatious displays of wealth and sort of.
Come on now, dog.
And power and I think. When she came here and married into that, I don't think she understood the requirements of the duty of our royal family, and I genuinely think that obviously she's not happy about the limits that have been put on her, and I think this is the motivating factor for them sort of.
You want.
For leaving this and trying to move on to do something else. So I think it's obvious by the fact that they're trying to monetize now their positions. I don't think they are going to. I don't think they're trying to avoid the media. I think they're going to exist much more in a.
Are you sure about that?
Well, they'll earn their living. They'll earn their living. Their direct financial income will be linked to how many Twitter followers they've got and all the rest of it, won't it?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, and I think they're going to move much more into a sort of American style celebrity sort of culture.
Well, of course, that's exactly what they do. And Jim, finally, just quickly, can I ask you, as a Republican, when do you see the monarchy ending in this country?
Let me put it in a language you can understand.
I think Charles is an absolute gift to Republicans. So, and I think it's been shown in polls that people don't actually believe in when they're questioned on it. They don't actually believe in the hereditary structure as it is. Because
if I had the choice, Jim, do we have the Queen or President Kinnock? I'm going to stick with the Queen, aren't I?
Oh Lord, again.
Well, I mean, and I would give you that choice, and she would be more than if she wanted to run, she would have that be able to run. I mean,
but won't we? If we move to a president, we'll finish up with some clapped out politician that's not much cop.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
That hasn't got any power, as the Queen doesn't.
Well, the Queen does actually have power in certain circumstances. But
well, then, even more so to believe in my position.
All right. Jim, it's good to have a Republican on, and we will have that debate at some point in the future. Thank you.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
But for now, it's 11:30 and time for the news with Simon Conway.
The Queen says she supports the wishes of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for a more independent life. Buckingham Palace has announced Harry and Meghan will stop working as members of the royal family from the spring and will no longer use their HRH titles.
How? How did they think that was okay to even put it in the game?
A 10-year-old boy is recovering in hospital after being stabbed in Leicester. Police are searching for a man who attacked the child while he was out with his mother in the city yesterday afternoon. Jeremy Corbyn is reportedly nominating the former Commons Speaker John Bercow for a peerage. The outgoing Labour leader is also thought to have put forward his former deputy Tom Watson and his ex-chief of staff Carrie Murphy for a place in the Lords. LBC weather after a frosty start, mostly dry with sunny spells. Some fog patches in the west which may persist in places. Cloudier and windier in the far north and a high of 7 degrees.
Nice.
This is LBC.
You can always trust that song about a little shark to get the kids in the bath.
But all it takes is a bit of faulty plumbing to set off the bedtime waterworks.
That doesn't make sense.
Thankfully, at trustedtrader.com, you can hunt out plenty of vetted, reviewed, reliable professionals in an abundance of trades. Like a plumber who'll rescue bath time. And just like that, it's safe to go back in the water.
Stop it. Get some help.
Here's the thing about block management. If you do it yourself, you're over here sorting out the insurance, and here keeping everything compliant.
Don't forget the grounds maintenance
And the service charges.
Boring.
And that's just what you need to do today. But because the ABC Estates block management team can look after every aspect of your property portfolio, from repairs to service charge collections, your time can, at last, be better spent elsewhere. Be as happy as Larry with block management from Alder Martin, Baines and Cuthbert. Talk to us today. Call 0800 888 6688 or visit abcestates.co.uk.
Yeah, right.
This weekend on Sky Sports, it's Liverpool versus Man United.
Liverpool are accelerating away this time.
Liverpool's eyes are focused on their first Premier League title, but as ever, Man U will do all they can to stop them. Watch it live only on Sky Sports Super Sunday. And right now, get all 8 sports channels for just £20 extra a month for 18 months.
We don't do that here.
Only until midnight Sunday. Search by Sky Sports. With a new 18-month minimum term contract requires Sky TV. Prices may change. Offer ends 19th January.
I'll never belong. I gotta be me. I gotta be me.
Really, nigga?
This new year, get the whole family singing with an extra £500 off list price across the Skoda range between the 16th and 30th of January. Also available when purchasing with our finance offers. Search Skoda New Year New Car for more details. Driven by something different. Skoda. Exclude Citigo EIV and all SE technology variants. Order by the 30th of January and register by the 31st of March 2020. Offer not available with contract hire. UK retail customers 18 plus. Finance subject to status. Terms and conditions apply. Visit skoda.co.uk.
Standard. Stagnant. Same old, same old. That's not how you describe London. We're, well, different. London loves bright new ideas. Embraces vibrant, evolving communities and isn't afraid of standing out.
Okay.
We deserve an energy company that's as different as we are. One that's fair and affordable for all Londoners. London Power. A different kind of energy company.
You got me.
The Nigel Farage Show on LBC.
It's interesting, Phil, isn't it? There is a generational split on this. I mean, I was last week using the word duty. He was born to this. It's a duty. He's letting the side down. And I think, actually, probably a significant majority of the over 40s in the country, over 50s in the country feel that.
Okay.
And yet, younger people say they should just be happy.
Yeah.
So, and I guess, in a sense, if they are giving up the titles and they are giving up many of the things that go with royalty, in a sense, they've got a chance to go and be happy, haven't they?
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely, and I wish them happiness. I genuinely hope this is the best thing for them. I genuinely hope they can make it work, and who knows, in 4 or 5 years we may look back and say it was a good thing for the monarchy. You never know. If it works in some way, it could reboot them. But at the moment, I have my doubts. As I say, my one big fear is that something might go wrong with their marriage, and then we're going to be really in trouble because
in a very odd place.
I don't like where this is going.
But we're going to be. Harry's going to have massive problems there. So I hope it does work. I think even people who, older people, as you say, look at the Queen's sense of duty and the shift that she's put in for 67 years.
Okay.
They will sympathise and say, well, if you want to go off, good luck, but we don't necessarily feel we ought to pay for it.
And is this the modern day abdication?
It is. It's obviously not quite the same as Edward VIII because he was never going to be. He was never heir to the throne. He was all, and he's now 6th in line to the throne. So
he's giving that up too, isn't he?
He's weighed. No, he's still going to be 6 in line to the throne. Yeah, he's not going to give that up. He'll still be 6 in line. He'll still be the Duke of Sussex, but he'll be on the same sort of status and level as the other 20 or 30 odd dukes in the country. People like the Duke of Devonshire and Duke. He won't have the royal title, so he'll just be a duke.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
But he'll still be 6 in line to the throne. Archie will still be 7th in line to the throne, and they're still there if needed.
Now they've promised, haven't they, to uphold the values of Her Majesty, and that I'm guessing is referring to what kind of commercial arrangements they're about to go into. What do you think would be appropriate? What do you think would be inappropriate?
Well, this is the big question in my mind. Is it going to be? Are they going to have some tacky sponsorships, or are they going to do some charity deal? And while Meghan flashes a Rolex watch or something, and then 2 days later there's an advert for it. So this is going to be the big problem. How are they going to be financially independent? How are they going to make money?
You're broke. You're poor.
Without commercialising and cheapening the monarchy. And it's not clear yet whether they can continue to use the Sussex royal name, whether they're just going to have to change it to Sussex or whether they can keep the royal. That doesn't seem to have been quite thrashed out yet. But this, I think, is going to be the fundamental problem, and this is why I think they're going to review it after 12 months, because if they feel it's, getting too cheap and too tacky, I think Thomas Markle, her dad, has already made apparently a TV interview which is going to be shown soon, in which he says rather accurately, she's turning the monarchy into Walmart with a crown on.
What do you mean by that?
And I thought that was quite a good analogy. That is the big danger.
Yeah, well, we had a former Royal Marines officer, an SBS officer last week, saying we cannot have the monarchy privatised.
No.
And I guess that's why the titles, in a sense, have to go. And that's why I don't think the website Royal Sussex can be sustainable for that reason.
I don't like where this is going.
No, I don't. Coming back to the winners and losers, one thing I did want to say before we go, Nigel, is that I think the other big loser in this is Prince William. I feel very, very sorry for him. Right at the heart of this is two brothers who were once very, very close, falling out. That was probably the start of the problems.
We do not care.
And now, of course, not only has he lost, a brother to some extent. I mean, I hope they make it up, and I hope they're still in contact. But to all intents and purposes, his brother's going to be living abroad, so he's not going to see much of him. He hasn't got that support. But now there's a hell of a burden on William and Kate, because the Queen is nearly 94, Prince Philip's retired at 98. Yep.
Prince Andrew's out of the picture.
Andrew's out of the picture.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Yeah, there's no one
Princess
left.
Anne is 70 this year. Charles and Camilla. So there's a hell of a lot on William and Kate's shoulders. He's always been a bit reluctant to take into his role extremely fully, and in recent years has really upped his game. But now he's going to have to up it even more. And I do feel for him. I think there's a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah, right.
A very good point. Thank you very much indeed. That was Phil Dampier, royal commentator and author of Royally Suited, Harry and Meghan, in their own words, and making a very, very good point that Prince William is pretty much on his own, and the level of responsibilities that he and his wife are going to have to commit to. Well, I wonder. They're going to have to think about it quite carefully.
Really, nigga?
So I want to know, who are the winners? Who are the losers? You've heard my views. You've heard Phil Dampier's views. You tell me who the winners and losers are. 0345 6060 973. This is the Nigel Farage Show. Sunday morning, it's 16 minutes past 10.